Alright, this is a trade recap for May 20th. Now, coming into the day, I was bullish, saw that we swept this 1 hour equal low, tapped into this 1 hour gap, and I was seeing bullish reaction out of it. We had low resistance here for us to claim. What I really liked as well was how we were perfectly respecting this 1 hour gap. We didn't close below it, it's just wicks. So that was also a pro. The pro here was we had a nice 1 hour high time frame gap, and this 15-minute gap was in a sponsored leg, so it was a valid entry point. Now, the first entry that I wanted to take, or that I took, was this 1 minute inversion here. I wanted to see that up to previous day high, and it was also 1 hour relative equal highs. So I was kind of conflicted on break-even points here because I thought that we've got these 5 minute equal highs and 5 minute gap, so I think that could be a good break-even point. But then I also thought there's another good break-even point here, which are these 5 minute equal highs. Um, If I used this first break-even point, I would have avoided the loss, but it would have taken me out almost immediately. And the second break-even point was valid because Dodgy also took that break-even point. But the issue with this trade was that at the time it was occurring, ES and NQ were moving completely opposite, so it wasn't a valid trade, and it was just a reminder to make sure that you're watching both pairs and that they aren't moving opposite. So that was the first trade. The narrative behind this was that I thought that area of high resistance liquidity because we swept that low, tapped into the 15, but I don't think that was a valid point of high resistance. I think the second trade was because then we tap into the 15, again, sweep out this initial entry point, which is what Bionic and which is what I've learned often happens in terms of the sweeps. It was actually a very nice sweep because we didn't close below it, we just wicked it on the 2 minute, which is where the entry came from. Entry was off of this 2 minute inversion. Yeah, that one didn't close, so the entry was here. Stop loss there, and then target was this point. So that was the trade that won, and this occurred once ES and NQ were moving together, so which was why it was valid. This first one was not valid because ES and NQ were moving opposites. Plus the second trade had a perfect turtle soup. Now, the next one that I was monitoring was a tap into this 1 hour gap, which I also thought could be a valid trade. Tap into the 1 hour, and it would have been perfect if we got a smaller close here, but the close just ruined the RR. But again, good example of a perfect turtle soup, stop hunt, inversion, tap into a high time frame gap, and I think this would be an A plus setup if the close was better, but the close was bad. And yeah, overall on the day, first thing to remind myself is to make sure that you're paying attention to the highest time frame inversion because here, highest time frame inversion was this, but I went off of a 1 minute, so I forgot to pay attention to the highest time frame inversion. Second thing is to make sure the ES and NQ are correlated. Here they weren't for this first trade, which is why it was invalid. And third thing is to make sure that your stop hunt slash resweep turtle soup is recent. It's not an old low that's swept, it's a recent resweep, which would have been this entry.